Right, here we are down the yard in the nice brilliant sunlight. Best day for it. Come to get the engine for the Mercedes. There's young Harvey. And here we have a Mercedes engine. And that was a bitch to get out.
But we managed it.
But we managed it. We've only cut ourselves a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, only once or twice.
And lucky enough we get to use the works crane to lift it out with.
Yeah, imagine we didn't get to use this.
Yeah, I know, it would have a small engine hoist, which is what we're going to have to do when we fit it at home.
I know.
Right.
This is making me really nervous. One new engine. Now we just got to get it in the bloody car.
Right, it's Mercedes day.
Come on.
Got to get all this stuff off now, get all the plastics off, all the trims, get ready to get the gearbox off.
I'll take it front end off.
Don't know. I think we'll decide as we go.
Right.
But should be alright.
Yeah.
Let's get started. Right, okay, so that's all plastic trims, underbody trim, under the engine trims. They're all off. Engine cover, battery cover, slam panel. And we're just starting on pipes and shit now. And we have.
Yep.
So we thought we'd make life as easy as we possibly could. And that meant more work. But we're stripping it down the front end off to make it easier to get the engine out. When we lifted that engine out at the yard of the old car, we didn't care what it was touching or scraping against or anything. But obviously this one makes a difference because this is the car it's going in. So although it could possibly, it is able to go straight up, there's all these bits at the back. Yeah, it does have to come forwards a bit to get out. So we're stripping all that off. So I've done the bumper, the wheel arch liners, the headlights, the slam panel, the rad packs. Well, I've got a crash barrier and then the rad packs come out next. And then we can start with the gearbox. Sweet. Isn't it, Erica?
Yeah. They're doing a good job.
We're taking a break. Erica sat over there.
Yep.
Because I just had to hose all that down because we had some leakage from the intercooler and all that when the red pack came off. But we got there. It's well oily. There was a lot of oil and in the intercooler pipes, and one of the pipes was had a temporary repair on it, which I've got a replacement for it to go on when the new engine goes back in. But I think we're pretty much there on that. Good morning, guys. Right, today we're back to this. Quick recap for the Mercedes. It spun a bearing. Engine's basically destroyed. It was the fault of the injectors to start with. I got some extra injectors for it, but it was too late. The damage was done. The injectors, I took the injectors out of an engine at work, and I actually ended up getting that engine, which is down here behind me under that green tarpaulin. So it's a complete engine out of a accident damaged one from work. I got it for next to nothing because courtesy of Bud Rescue. basically all that's missing from it is the injectors, which I took, and they're in the engine in this one. We did strip it down. We did strip this down previously, preparing to take this engine out, but winter came. We got sidetracked with other projects, actually repairs on that Mini, and we had all sorts of stuff happening, and winter came, so we decided to put this one on hold. But I need to get it back working again. It's a 4-door and wifey doesn't like the 2-door. So here we are. So here we have it. This came out of an accident damaged car. The suspension and the door pillar and all that was wrecked on it, but the engine wasn't actually touched. I couldn't start the engine, so this is a bit of an unknown. So although we got it for virtually nothing, I don't know if this engine works. I did power the car up and it had 80,000 miles on the clock. I looked up its last MOT and it said 80,000 miles. So there's a good chance the engine's all right. It must have been driving to have the accident, but we're going to put it in anyway, and I don't know if this I don't know if this car's ever going to drive again, but hopefully it will.
What?
It was so long ago that we took this apart. Can you remember where anything went?
Oh, no. You got all the screws?
Yeah, they're all in little bags in the back of the car.
But a few in holes.
Yeah, I've tried to put some screws back in the hole that came out of, but this is going to be like a puzzle.
Yes.
So here we are, continually disconnecting stuff from this engine that we've never got around to doing previously, and it's so hard because I can't remember where we disconnected stuff from that one, so I have to keep looking at it and trying to match up what we took off, but we'll get there. I think what we'll do is, I think we're gonna see if we can drop the gearbox down, lift the whole lump out with the gearbox on it. That might be better. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
And then we can put them on the floor then, can't we? And swap everything over.
Yeah.
And this, I'm assuming it's the engine ECU. So I'm gonna have to keep my one, aren't I? Swap it for that one. Yeah. Right. Everything up top is disconnected, separated from body to engine. All plugs and hoses, power steering, everything. Now we just got to transfer to underneath. Two fuel lines, fire and return, exhaust, prop shaft, and then engine bolts. But we've also noticed a few differences. My original one, the power steering pump and reservoir up here, new engine, doesn't have it at all, which means the belt is smaller. So I'm not sure where the power steering was on this one. And also this water pipe coming through here, going up to there, is not on that car. So that's some things we're probably going to have to unbolt and swap over.
But, like a little pokey.
You found them fuel lines under there?
I think so, yeah. What? It goes into two smaller ones.
Yeah, there's two of them, fire and return.
Alright, so don't take all of it, just take the big bits, isn't it? The clips.
Yep.
Alright, I need the...
Right.
Yeah.
I better go under there and help him. Have you done it yet?
No.
Are you covered in diesel?
Yep.
There's only a little tiny bit leaking out.
Yeah, all over me. Oh, this... you know the pipe I've took off?
Yeah.
It's like a little worm, yeah, it keeps going in my face and in my way.
The other one probably won't leak.
This turn to get soaked in diesel.
Right, defeated Harvey couldn't do it.
No, really guys, I didn't want to get wet, you know.
So, I have to get under and do it myself.
Just taking off the clip. Can't really see it. Got it? Yeah. See, I loosened it for him.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Don't throw at me. Oh. You throw oil at me.
It's not oil, it's diesel.
I keep forgetting that. Boom. Right. Oh. Next step.
Right, so as I said before, everything up top's been disconnected. Just go around here. I've just been under here for ages. That prop shaft was tough. So I've got the exhaust off, the supporting brackets off, that jack's holding the gearbox up. Prop shaft's been disconnected. I've just got to undo the clutch. And then 2 engine mounts. And we should be able to lift it out. Let's see if we can, we'll try and lift it out with the gearbox attached to it, yeah?
Yeah, up and
See if we can tip it and bring it forwards.
Hopefully.
And then we can put it on the floor next to this one
And work on it then.
and swap everything over.
A lot easier,
So,
isn't it?
of course, give that another go. I've decided I don't think that engine's going to come out with the gearbox attached to it. I think I'll have to whip the gearbox off while it's under the car, which is obviously much more difficult without the truck here to lift it up. Don't have a ramp or anything, so it makes things awkward. I just don't think that gearbox is really long. It goes pretty far back under the car. I don't think we'll get the it's also because it's also a manual, so the gear stick is still sticking up in the car. So I just think it'd be too difficult to tip that engine back to get it out. So the gearbox is going to come off under here. Right, to get this gearbox off, it's just going to be undo all these bolts here around the outside of there. But the awkward one is there's a bunch up there at the top. And of course the gearbox is only tipped down a certain amount. So this could prove to be quite difficult. Right, where we're at now. We dropped the gear stick down because that's still attached to the gearbox and you can't get to the connections on the top of the gearbox side. So that had to be dropped down so that it comes down with the gearbox. I removed the exhaust fully back to its next joint because it was just right in the way. And another rusty bracket snapped. So that's 2 to repair now.
And that didn't work.
No, I didn't get that out. I'm going to have to cut that off. The brackets are alright though. New nut and bolt through the top of them. They're alright. Right, ready to unbolt the gearbox and lift it down?
Yes.
Yes.
Look, this one.
Yeah, go on, give it a go. Yeah, well tight, isn't it?
That's fucking tight.
Wow.
What a job.
That was hard to get off. That bloody thing has got so many bolts. And all these top ones were so hard.
You can't get them from the top.
They were so hard to reach. And then on top of it, it's so heavy. That was so hard getting that out from under there. But we've done it. So the engine should be able to be lifted out now. But yeah, a lot of bolts. And they were so awkward to get to. That's ready to lift out, I think. This whole job would have been so much easier if I'd had a ramp, a 2-poster ramp or something to lift it up. It would have been probably better to have dropped the whole subframe down. This is so difficult. just on the driveway. But we're not giving up, even if it's not worth it. Who knows? Do you reckon this car's ever going to run again? We'll see. Right, we think we've disconnected everything that's required. Time to give it a go at lifting it out.
Yes.
And we've got Erica there's spectating. Let's give it a go. That is one rather large lump, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
But it looks like everything was disconnected. We've got it out. Alright, let's get it on the floor and see what we need to swap over. And there we have it. 2 engines on the floor, next to each other, ready to swap the bits over. Right, so I was having a quick look at what's got to be swapped over. Now, this power steering whole assembly is not on that new engine, so that must have been done from somewhere else. Obviously, I've got the clutch assembly on that one, and that was the auto box, so that one had a torque converter and all that. Down here, this is confusing me. There is a extra water pipe heading off down out the front, which obviously it's been cut when I took the other engine out. So obviously that went to the water system, and it comes up here and goes on here. And on that engine, it's not there at all. It doesn't have that pipe. So whatever this connects to, I've got to take off and have a look on that one. Whatever's under there, transfer it over. But it just doesn't seem to be in there. There's nothing there. So that's got to be looked at. Other than that, they are the actual same engine block. So, right, not a lot been going on here. I've just been looking at stuff really. And now my niece Jade has come round to visit us.
Hello.
She's going to help me, look.
I thought you might
with a
need
glass of wine.
Someone to look it over.
Paul, you going to help?
No.
No, you're going to watch. Yes. Right, covered them both up. I'm done for this weekend. Made good progress. Have to crack on with it next weekend. Right. We're back at this. So we'll get on with that today. But before we start, Harvey wants to show you how you can lift that engine. He's sure he can lift it. Go on, Harvey, show us how you can lift that engine.
I could lift this engine. I could tip it over. See? But I don't want to...
Yeah, I just told you, all you could do is tip it around. You could not get it off the floor.
Me and you can lift this right over our shoulders.
No, it's too big. Trust me. You're never lifting that.
Just throw it straight in the car.
Yeah, just pick it up on your shoulder.
Pick it up and...
Put it in the car for me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Right, so the first thing we've got to do today is get all the stuff that we want on the damaged engine, everything that we need off of it to go onto this new one, ready to make it ready to go in the car. So this one was auto, this one's manual. The injectors are missing.
What size do you remember?
The engine ECU needs to be switched. The power steering pump needs to come across.
What size are you thinking?
And also there's a water pipe on one of the engines which is not on the other engine. So it's the Torx bits you need, House.
What do you mean?
Hurdle first bit. Took the torque converter off. The my Torx bits fitted. Flywheel bolts are T55s. I've got T50 is my biggest one, and then I've got a T60, nothing in between, which is great. So I'm gonna have to go out and buy one now. Right, we're back from the shop. Got our T55 and we're just cracking the flywheel bolts now. There we go, that's all right. I'm not sure if these need to be replaced. Sometimes you have to replace flywheel bolts with new ones. I don't think if they're stretch bolts or steel bolts. I'm going to have to look that up. Because obviously I don't want to risk any flywheel bolts snapping. Yeah, right, they're all cracked. Let's get that off, and hopefully the flow will come off as well. I'm not sure. On some older cars, we used to have to use a flow wheel puller. So hopefully we won't have to on this. Bit of leverage and pokering, hopefully. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It just popped off. A little bit of levering, and off she came. Now we've got to undo this one. Spoke too soon, didn't I? That all came off nicely. Took the clutch off this one. Guess where the flywheel bolts are? There's me T55 flywheel bolts down there through the flywheel, really deep. So no chance of that fitting through it. Dearie me. Off to the shop again. Right, we're back from the shop. We've got the all of them. Bought a full set. Which was annoying. But this was the same set. Yeah, I know, the short one.
Another one of the short ones, no? You didn't
would have fitted the other set.
So if we just bought that in the first place?
Yeah, if I'd bought that in the first place, it would have done both engines.
We wouldn't need this one.
No. So that was £11. And this set was £11.50.
Right, I'm on the last one here.
Harvey's got the last one of them to take out. And that should bring our flywheel off.
Oh, yeah. Sort them out.
Yeah. Oh look, and it's loose. Lift the whole thing off. Try not to hit this thing. This should be quite heavy, but if you jiggle it,
I need that.
It'll be quite heavy, Harvey. Was it heavy?
I didn't have a grip on it. I almost did.
Right. Well, anyway.
It's out.
And look, it all looks exactly like that one, doesn't it?
That's handy.
So that seems perfect. And is the flywheel sensor the same?
It
is, isn't it?
It looks
In fact, that one looks in better condition.
It does,
doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's the engine. That's the engine we're using. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Sweet. So you've got to stick this.
So need to put that
on there.
But I need to look up whether we need to change these bolts or whether they're allowed to go back in. Are they stretch bolts or any type?
That is heavy, isn't it?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm just gonna line that flywheel up on the other engine. All he's got to do is hook it onto that little bit there and turn it around until it pops in with the pin. You got it?
I think it's off.
Now rotate it until it drops in the pin. Once you've got it on there, rotate it until it drops in the pin. No, it's going to need a hand doing that. Right, we looked it up. They are stretch bolts. So we've been off to the shop again, and we have 8 brand new stretch bolts. There's all the old ones. There's hardly fitting the new ones. So we're just going to torque all them up. They've got to be 110 newton meters. That sounds rather a lot. It's got to be done. Right, all the new bolts are in. There was a bit of confusion on how tight they've got to be, because one thing said 110 newton meters, another one says 30 to 40, and then a 180 turn. But we've ended up doing the latter because 110 didn't seem right. It just seemed too tight. It felt like the bolt was starting to stretch, and we needed to stop because otherwise I think it was going to snap. So I don't know how that bolt could possibly take 110 newton meters. So we're down the other. But they're on. Now to put the clutch back on. I previously stole the injectors out of that engine for this engine. We're having to put them back. So we've done 3 of them there. We're just doing the 4th one now. But I'm not sure if they will leak because I am using the old copper washers. But at least if they do, it's an easy accessible job to get to at the top of the engine. So we're just going to whack them back in for now, and if any of them leak when we start it up, I will buy new washers. But it's starting to rain.
I'm going to get that washer out.
Yeah, but let's get this last bit done here and get these engines covered up. Right, here we are back out here again. What did we get to? We got the all the clutch assembly and flywheel back on it, and then we took all the injectors back out of that other one and put them back in here. They're all connected back up, all how they should be. Now we've just got there's a few more bits to get changed over on it now, so we're going to crack on with that now. Engine ECU off that engine, popped it back on that one. Another job done. Right, so the next bit is the water pipe that seems to be on that engine that's not on this engine. On here, it's that pipe down there, which is a really awkward place to get to. It goes straight down here and of course goes straight on over there. On this engine, that pipe, the same connection at the top there, but it goes down into this and had this coming off of it and went off to, must be the radiator or something, went to the front of the engine, so yeah, that must have been one of the radiator hoses. But after going into that contraption, it then goes off to the same place on the engine over there. So we just got to do a straight swap because there's no attachment to fit that on. All the wiring is the same, just that water hose. But it's buried under there. Loads of things to take off to get to it. Ridiculous. Here we have it. This little pipe here is a straight link between 2 points, and on that one it has something in between. It tees off and that's that extra pipe leaving. So this piece here, if I put that in that, then we should effectively have the same pieces. Yeah, let's do that. We have success. The little pipe is back on in there, and it goes down there, and it's on down there. It wasn't easy. But the only thing left after that, I think we have to change, is there's power steering pump is on there, and it's not here. This empty space just here is where it goes. So that shouldn't be too difficult. No, it shouldn't be too bad. It's just, that's got a short belt because it doesn't go round the extra thing. And so we just use everything that's on that one, put on that one. This one had to have had something electric power steering. But luckily enough, all the wiring for it is there. That's for the power steering pump. It's got a little plastic cap on it where it wasn't used. Sorry, not that one. That was the one that was going to the other thing. That one. That one's got a plastic cap on it and there's a zip tie there. It just wasn't used. And that is the same wire that goes to the power steering pump on that engine. So we should be good to swap over. Let's get on with that. Looks like the last thing we've got to change over is this power steering pump. It should be quite straightforward. It looks like it's just on there. This belt's obviously longer because it goes around an extra pulley. So let's get on with that. That one's got a nice cover on it. I'll put that cover back afterwards. This one must have had one, but it's missing. Yeah. Right. All seemed to go okay. Apart from there is a little pulley, an extra roller pulley on this engine, which we don't have on the other engine. And the belt came round here and went over that and under there. So it was just pushing the belt, making the belt slightly shorter. And the tensioner was using more of its leverage. So we've put it on here. It doesn't have that bottom pulley. It's a bit closer now, isn't it? Well, it's the same. That's where the other one was.
Well, it doesn't look like it's in
and it doesn't seem to have that extra one down there.
Yeah.
But the tensioner is not back at its final rest, so it is pulling tension on it. So it must be okay. Pop that cover back in. You have to push it down into them holes.
Mine's in.
Right, then clip the top two in.
Mine's in. That's in. That's in.
Straight. Power steering pump swapped.
Sweet.
Right, now we've got to get this other, the old engine, out of the way so we can lift the other one up and drop it in. Harvey's just going to pick that one up now. Engine hoist still set up. Just get it off the floor and just have to slide it over here out of the way. And we'll work with that one.
We're stuck.
Right, that one is out of the way over there for a minute. So we can get the hoist in to work on this one. Harvey's now going to lift that up off the floor now.
There is loads of stuff.
Go on, pump away.
Because we only went down there to have a little mooch around again. We've got a couple of drinks and stuff. But
Sweet, up she goes.
like even like it's only
Right.
In or out? More?
Yeah, more.
That's alright.
A little bit more. Right, about there. Harvey!
Oh. You ready? A little bit more. A bit more. Hold on. Ready? There you are. You done? It's missed. What's that meant to do? No. Lift it up again.
So what Harvey's doing here is, after we've put the engine in, we've realised that the engine mount is different. The one on the other one is so much shorter. These got two matching ones, and now the engine's already in. So we're going to have to possibly lift it back out again to get this in.
How easy is that to get to now, yeah?
Right, go on, Harv, push it in.
Ready?
Yeah, go inwards. Does it sits lopsided?
Oh no, instead of putting it like this, innit? No, you're right, you're good. You're getting straighter. That's pretty straight. Straighter than what it was. Trying to level it out.
It's going in really lopsided. So we thought if we lift it up with that,
On the other side.
level it out a bit.
And it has,
And
hasn't
it has seemed to work.
it? It has.
Yeah. Right.
You're going down, aren't
Go down and in.
you? Down.
Yeah, down a smidgen. Right, now try and go inwards.
Fuck me, mate.
What?
I thought I went straight to the windshield side.
No.
In?
Yes, I do.
Alright, I'll let go of it now as well. Sweet. Now, what was that,
Down.
is that what you wanted?
Yeah, down.
I can't.
What?
Not on that side. Twist it. Oh, you're in. You're in.
Lower the jack a bit then. Just take the jack off.
You're in.
Is the back one in? Might have to look from underneath.
Yep. Wait.
She's in position and the engine mounts are done up. So we're definitely in the right position. Just now, gearbox has got to go back on and then everything's got to be plugged back into it. Right, Halves, what are we doing right this minute?
Draining it.
Why are we draining it, Harvey?
Because someone, like my dad, decided to let go of this very quickly.
So when somebody opened that really quickly, and on the old engine, when we were placing it over there, what did they do?
Dropped it too quick.
Harvey dropped it and it broke the sump,
It was less than this from the floor, so I don't know how.
and the oil has gone all over the driveway. We've had to jet wash it all, so we've cleaned all this up, but it's made a right old mess. And now we can't put the engine down until it's fully drained. So we've got a bucket under it.
I'll just get out full, mate.
I know, the bucket's half full now. So, but the sump's broke, so lucky enough we don't need it, because the other engine is already in. But we can't put it down on that sheet until it's all drained out. So, cheers Harvey, well done.
No problem.
Morning. Yesterday we didn't get anything done on this because it was raining so much, so we just left it in the end. So today is the day to have another go. We'll see if we can get the gearbox back on first and start building this back up, and we'll see how far we get. Right, let's crack on. Go on then, I'll slide it under.
Slide it under.
Yeah, and then we'll both get under there and try and lift it up.
Oh, fucking concrete. I mean, we've got a concrete.
Yeah, try not to scratch it too much. Right, so what we're doing is we have the gearbox propped up on 2 jacks so we can tilt the angle and wiggle it on. It was really heavy, hard to get it up there, but we have just managed to get it lined up.
I can't see.
And Harvey's has stuck 2 bolts in it, not tight, just to hold it.
Just to hold it in. I'll get another one in, can I?
There we go, it's virtually in. Cool, we just got to wiggle it on that last little bit.
That's another one.
Are they all lining up straight?
Yeah, they're all going in, but I can't twist them anymore because the gearbox is straight now.
Huh, cool. Okay, let's see if we can get them a few of them tightened up to hold it. Finally, it's in position. Oh, the jack's not even on it. I did leave that jack on there. We haven't tightened the handle up properly, I think, and it's slowly dropped. But we've got like 4 or 5 bolts in the gearbox already anyway, holding it on. Yeah, lock that handle off, Harvey. It's not been turned fully, I think. Yeah, that'll do. Just take the weight of it so it's not hanging on just the 4 bolts. Oh, she's in position. Just got to get it all connected back up again now. Got all the bolts in the gearbox, except that one. It's right at the top. So hard to reach. They're really, really hard to get. You can't tip it down enough to reach them. But we got them out, so it's got to go back in. I'll give it another go. Done. I managed to get that last bolt in. So that's all the gearbox bolts back in. Now we just got to get all the prop shafts attached to it again, and the supporting bracket, hold it up at the back. That was tough. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, House? Trying to jack yourself up?
Yeah. Can you get down?
Go on then, go down. Here we are under here. We've got prop shaft to go back in there. And then we've got the supporting, we're going to, then once that's in, we'll jack this up, lift the gearbox up enough to put the supporting bracket across. Here we have it. Bracket all back on, prop shaft back in. We've just rotated it so that we can get to this last bolt to do up. So once we've done that, gearbox is back in the correct position, prop shaft is back on, support on, this support's got to go back on across the front there, and then it's just get back on with the exhaust. Sweet. Harvey is under there putting his favourite bit back together, them fuel lines which he enjoyed so much when we were taking it apart. He's we've got new Jubilee clips, because them other ones I don't have the tool that opens them and then reuses them. So I bought a whole set of all different size ones, so we'll use those. Whilst he's doing that, I'm gonna to put all that exhaust stuff back. I need to repair these two broken bolts. They just rusted. The actual brackets are fine. I'm just gonna cut that off and use a new bolt, nut and bolt for it. And then I'll do the same with that one.
You're trying to.
His favourite bit, which he moaned about so much the first time round.
And I'm going to do it this time.
Go on, Lee, get it done.
I'm doing.
I'll be so quick doing his fuel lines. He's helping me do this. I'm going to cut that nut off and put a new nut and bolt for it. Without cutting your fingers or your toes. And there we have it. One repaired bracket there, with a nut and bolt for it, and one there, nut and bolt through that one too. The actual brackets were fine, it's just the bolts rusty.
Yeah.
Right, let's see if we can get this assembly back on. Well, that was a nightmare. The cat didn't want to fit and line up with anything because I think we might have bent the pipe that it attaches to on the engine when we lifted it in, so it was in a slightly different position. So we've had to do a lot of levering and poking, and eventually we managed to move it back to where it should be. Fitted the cat, fitted the main bit of exhaust down here. We've just got that one to join up, and the exhaust is done. So I'm going to get on with that now. All done and attached. Whole exhaust reconnected. So pretty much everything under the car except for bleeding the clutch and putting the plastics back on afterwards is done. Morning everyone. It's the weekend again. Time to do a bit more on this. Let's see if we can get it back together enough to get it started.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll, well, we don't know if it's going to work, do we?
No,
The engine
no idea.
is completely untested. But the engine's in and most of it's connected back up, for, as you've seen in the last video. So let's go on with the top. Right, looks like just got to connect up all this stuff here. It needs some power steering fluid and it needs the power steering connecting back up. The red packs there, it's got to go back on. Intercooler hoses need to go on. That one was split, but I kept the one off the other car. So we should have two decent ones now. And I've got to bleed the clutch underneath and get all this battery cable stuff back together. But then we should be able to attempt to start it. Right, so I've been working my way through all these small bits and bobs, and it's like plugs to go back on, plugs down here, these battery terminals, the wire had to be all fed back through, all these little bits of trim, servo lead, this hose, this aircon pipe, What else is left? I found this. I chucked it in there, but I'm not sure what it covers. I don't know where it goes. Don't remember taking it off anything. Looks like it's a little top that sits over something like that, but I'm not sure where it came from. So we'll leave that there for the time being until we find out. So next thing, alright, so I put the intercooler pipes back in here and here. They're heading off to the rad pack. Power steering pump reconnected, and then we've got aircon hoses from going into the radiator, and then there'll be one on the radiator coming out to go down there. So water hoses, don't remember where that one came from. It might have been there. It was tucked up there. I think it might be that one. And obviously that one there is probably on the radiator, same as that top one there. Right, I think it's time to put the rad pack back on, because I think I've managed to connect almost everything up there. Seems to be getting somewhere. So, rad pack next. There's my mate Keenan's arrived. Where you been? Where you been?
Costco.
Bought me loads of drinks?
Yeah.
You coming to help? Ready for the radiator to go back in?
Say it again.
What you got? Crisps. Right, let's get on with that. Right, there's the rad pack. Back on. Hoses connected. All pipes and hoses and wires connected to the rad pack. Everything should be back in order. There are a few little wires and plugs which I'm not quite 100% where they went. But as things go back on the car, like this one here, this comes out of the loom with the rad pack wiring. Not 100% where that one went. I know what these ones are. I know what they are. But I'm assuming as things go back on the car, I'll find the plug where they go. But yeah, we're getting somewhere now, aren't we?
At first it wasn't looking like it, but now yeah.
That's looking better, isn't it? I reckon that's ready to get the battery on it and try and start it.
Let's pray. Yeah.
We could even, actually,
oh yeah,
do you know what? We could even put the water in there now and the power steering fluid.
Yeah.
Let's top those up. Right, we have everything connected. I've just connected the battery up. I don't know, that battery was a brand new battery, cost me 240 quid or something like that, shortly before this car broke. But because we left it so long, the battery's gone 100% flat. But it's connected. I don't know if it's got any power in it. I did have it on charge for a bit. What we got? Any ignition lights or anything?
No.
Where's the key?
It's here. Harvey's starting it.
Let's see if anything happens.
Actually, look, you got lights.
Yeah, you got to put the clutch down
Oh yeah.
to start this car, but the clutch has not been bled
Yeah,
yet.
the clutch is got there.
Oh yeah, but there's no clutch pressure. It might be. Try it anyway. Turn the key. It's not going to do it, is it? Without a...
It's on.
Yeah. I think.
What's that noise?
It's the fuel pump.
Oh shit.
Don't worry about that. Are you turning the key?
Yeah.
It won't do it without. We have to bleed the clutch. Got to bleed the clutch before we do it. It doesn't recognise that the clutch is pressed, and you need to press the clutch to start this car. Right. Clutch has been bled. Let's see. Attempt 2. Go for it. Clutch down.
Ready?
Clutch down.
I know.
Nothing.
Hear that?
What?
I know.
Just hold the clutch down.
Fuck.
Still nothing. This car was put for the brake. Put the clutch down and your foot on the brake.
Oh.
You don't know which way it started, do you?
I can't remember.
Can't remember. When it break?
No, it's clutch. It's clutch on this car.
No way.
Oh, here we go. Still didn't.
It did make a noise though.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not.
No idea what it is.
Yeah, I'll plug the diagnostics in. Maybe it needs.
A taste.
Maybe it needs some shit clearing. Okay, so we're still not got it started. Let's back to the drawing board. Right, next morning. Car still didn't start. Didn't really get any further last night. It did cross my mind overnight while I was thinking about it. The crash bar is not on, and it's got 2 sensors on it, and there is a warning up on the dash about the restraint system, so I'm assuming that's going to be all to do with the airbag system and stuff like that. So it's possible, so I'm going to put that on now and see if that makes a difference. Plug the sensors in, try it again. Right, here we are. The crash barrier I've put back on because it did have some plugs going to some sensors down here with the horns. This hose is back on. I found out what that plug hanging down here was. It went to the bottom of the aircon rad. So obviously some sort of sensor on that. Just connected the battery back up. The only other plugs that are left hanging here, I've brought the bumper back through from the back garden and to see what plug holes are on that, and it's definitely everything lined up. So time to see if she's going to turn over. Let's try it. This is my brother Sean. He's popped down to visit me. Oh look, and the rain's coming. Let's see if it starts.
The glory part.
Yeah, the glory part. Do you want to do the honours? Where's the key? Sean's going to do the honours. Restraint system malfunction, consult workshop. I might have to plug the diagnostics in. Clutch down, turn the key.
Nothing.
Nothing. Still nothing. Oh, let's get the diagnostics out. So it didn't start. And it's decided to chuck it down with rain. I've got the diagnostics here, ready to plug in. There's my brother. He shot himself in the car. But yeah, not cool. Lucky enough I've got all the tools packed in here. The boost pack's getting wet over there. So I'll just pull that bonnet down a bit. Save that boost pack, get it from getting soaked. It's not mine, it's Sean's. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait a minute before I get back under there. Have another look at that. Right, got restraint system malfunction, consult workshop. So I'm going to plug the diagnostics in and see if it reads anything and see what faults it's got. Right, so that top one there, adaptive brakes chassis CAN bus, that's got 3 faults on it. This tester reads them one at a time, so I'm going to have to go through them one by one and clear them off and see what comes back, I think. But the next one down is the SRS, so that's got to be the restraint system. It's being really slow. It's read the fault codes on that one. Let's see what that says. 1 of 4. Historic. Right, I'm just going to go through them one at a time and have a look, and then I'll just clear everything. Look at this one. The squib for pyro fuse. Onboard electrical network line has a malfunction. The electrical line have a short circuit to each other. Well, a pyro fuse stops the power going to the starter motor.
Okay.
But why would the pyro fuse have gone? It hasn't had a crash. Great. Well, none of that seems to work at the moment. And the rain's come back. So I'm shut in the car at the minute. But I've been going through the systems and the restraint system malfunction is back. So I'm going to read that again now and see what happens. So I'll try and clear stuff again. Nothing seems to be working, and all the dashboard lights just went off and the button wouldn't unlock. I was trying to press the lock and unlock the car. I think the battery's flat. It won't do anything unless the batteries have gone wrong, faulty in the key. But yeah, all the dashboard lights, ignition on, nothing. But it did a minute ago. Oh dear, what's happened here? Right, I can't get it to start. So there was one possibility. Apparently this is the pyro fuse, and that is mounted on the end of the cable which goes to the engine, and that's the engine off of the crash damaged car, not mine. My one's down there, but I put a tester across it and it's got continuity between all of the terminals, so it doesn't seem, if it is the pyro fuse, that it's been blown. So that seems all right, but there's still a reason why it's not starting, and I haven't managed to work that one out yet. It's acting like the clutch is not down. You know when you have to put the clutch down to start a car, the key does exactly the same whether the clutch is up or down. So I'm wondering if it's not registering that the clutch has been pressed. But either way, I've had enough for today. I'm gonna have to have a think and see if I can come across anything. Right, so where we left off was we had connected everything up on this. Tried to start it several times, it wouldn't go. I personally, it's his fault. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, what I've done is I've purchased this. I'm hoping this will help us. We're going to attempt to bleed the clutch one more time, and this one means that the fluid will be pushed through with pressure, air pressure, rather than us pumping the clutch. So hopefully it's not recognising that the clutch is down, and that's why it's not starting. Let's see what happens. Right, clutch has definitely been rebled, 100%, and the car's still not starting. Whereas regularly different faults keep coming up, but majority of stuff is saying low voltage, or for some reason saying over voltage. Mainly that restraint system. But I've got the battery had a little bit of charge left in it, and I've got the boost pack on it as well, and it's still not starting. So I'm not quite sure. Morning guys. Right, so this morning we're back out at the Mercedes. Definitely rebled the clutch, So I'm pretty certain that's right. So now my next step is I'm gonna check the start motors, because the start motor on this engine is the one that came with the engine, so it's untested. And the start motor on this engine is my old one, which I know used to work. But I don't see why that wouldn't work. But then the car did sit for a few years before I took the engine out of it. Only problem we have is the starter motor is in there. It's really awkward to get to. It looks like I've got to take the cat off and a heat shield to even get to it. So this is going to be a problem now the engine is in. Shame I didn't think to test the starter motors before I put it in. Anyway, let's dismantle it off this one first and see, get it off and then see how difficult it is. Right, got the starter motor off the old engine. It was relatively easy. That had to come off, so take the cat off, unbolt a few bits and bobs that where we're attaching it to there. Then this heat shield and bracket to allow it to come out. But it's going to be a different ball game when we get to the one on the car. Now, I've tested this one, and that's the solenoid kicking in, and there's the motor. So that we know that one works. Now I've got to get this one off and test the same, but it's very difficult. Oh, I so wish I took this out before checked it before I put the engine back in. Oh well, let's get on with it. This is not very easy to get to. You've got to work from the bottom and the top. I've had to take the bottom bit of the exhaust off. Now I've got to dismantle all this up here and get the cat off. Even then I'm not even sure if the cat's going to fit out this gap. I might have to take this off as well. But I got that off to make it a little bit easier. I tested it on that one first. But yeah, not very easy. Right, so I've dismantled absolutely everything to get to the starter motor. Got the heat shield off. Yeah, I'll show you. Heat shield off to get to the terminals. I manually put power to the solenoid and it engaged. So now I'm thinking, but I manually put power to the other side of the starter motor. It didn't spin over like the one did on the floor. So I might take it off anyway and put it on the floor and see if I can do it. Yeah, so now I'm assuming it's not the starter motor, because if the solenoid is engaging when I manually put power to it, when I turned the key, when it was all connected up properly, the solenoid wasn't clicking. So there's got to be something stopping the key sending the power down to the starter motor. But what? Because all that stuff's on the car and it was working fine before. Right, finally got them both off. The one on the newer engine looks a bit better actually, and although it wouldn't spin over earlier on, now I've got it and chucked it on the floor, it spins over. I reckon it was stuck. The solenoid works on it as well. And it spins over. It weren't doing that a minute ago on the car. Now it does it every time. And it looks in better condition than that one as well. Now I'm stuffed. What do I do? Which one do I put back on? That was so difficult as well. And if it turns out it was just because it was stuck. I did try giving it a whack earlier on to see if it was stuck, but it didn't do anything. But I couldn't access it very good. But it would not spin over when it was on the car earlier on. Now that I've unbolted it and thrown it on the floor, it works. Strange one. Right, it's getting late, but I've managed to put it all back together. Harvey turned up to help me.
Yes.
We're ready to
Test it.
give it a try. See what happens.
Dead.
That's a flat battery.
That's a flat battery, that's not bad.
At least now it's actually, at least it's trying.
Your lights are on.
That battery's so flat, the boost pack's not strong enough to do it.
But it's not working yet.
Right, okay, still not running, but we have when I turned the key it made a sound. It just shuts off because the battery pack is so dead. Let's try something else. Right, I backed away, didn't get it started, but it is clicking, but the moment it clicks, all the power goes off. The battery, when I disconnected the boost pack, all the lights disappeared, so there's absolutely no juice left. I think the battery's ruined. It's been off the road too long, sat there flat, so I don't think it'll hold a charge anymore, which is quite annoying because the battery's wasn't that old. It cost me over 200 quid as well. I think it was 220, 240 quid. Bought it not long before the car broke, but then the car's been sat on the drive for so long, it's like a year and a half with a flat battery. It's just killed it. I don't know if it's ever going to hold a charge again, so I'll probably have to buy a new battery. But I've just popped. Harvey didn't get any dinner, so I'm just quickly running down to KFC. I'll have to get something decent to power that to try and give it a proper start. But until then, I'll have another go another day. Too late now. Right, so I've had the battery on charge for a few days. I'm putting it back on the car now. I don't think it's holding a charge. It would never say full on the charger. So I've got that and 2 boost packs. So hopefully the bit of charge that's in that battery and the 2 boost packs will be enough to turn it over. So let's see what happens. Right, moment of truth. Will it turn over or will it just click? Oh. It's turning over. Not firing up though.
That's your Mercedes. You bloody did it, Simon.
Oh my god, it started.
Yes, let's go! No way!
At
Oh,
last,
God.
it's actually running.
Oh my god.
It doesn't sound perfect, but she's running. Well, actually, that just suddenly sounds better now. I was just about to say it doesn't sound very good,
It's over, it started.
but now it's just suddenly settled down.
Move it.
That's loads better.
Move it.
Don't give it not too much. Come on. This side. It sounds alright. And the injectors aren't leaking either. So it seems to be running okay. There's no warning lights on, apart from the stuff for the headlights, which are not connected. But it seems to, I've turned it off and restarted it. That last bit was just literally no power in the batteries. So now that I know that it's running and the engine's okay, I can risk spending the money on the other bits. So I can buy the suspension for it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm happy. Right, so the engine management light's come on. It says it's the DPF sensor, which I'm not worried about because I've got one on the other engine. So I'll swap those over. The only other thing is it's not running up to temperature. Temperature gauge doesn't seem to be going up. I think it's got an airlock. So I'll run it up, change that and change that DPF sensor. It's really difficult to get to. It's down the back of the engine. So I might have to dismantle a few bits to get to it easier. But the other good thing is that that battery that I had on charge for 3 days seems to be starting the car on its own now. So it may have survived. So that might be a saving. There we go, guys. Right, so I ran it up to temperature. I had an airlock in it. I managed to get rid of the airlock, so I've got heat coming out the blowers inside the car. It sat at the right temperature for about an hour, and I was concerned. I didn't see the fan come on. When I was getting rid of the air, it came on for a minute, but then afterwards it just sat at the right temperature, didn't overheat, but the fan didn't kick in. So I don't know why that happened, but I left it for ages and ages and ages. It wouldn't kick in, but it also wouldn't overheat. But also while I was doing that, the engine management light came on. But I plugged it in and it says it is the DPF sensor. And the DPF sensor that's on this car now is the one that came with the engine. I've got one on the other engine, obviously. And yeah, so I've whipped it off of that engine and I'm popping it on here. I know that's a good one because that went faulty on me ages ago. And I replaced it with a new one. So I'm going to fit that one to it now. So I've just stripped that airbox out to get to it. It's really difficult to get to it. It's down the back there. So what I'm planning on doing is undoing this bracket here and then tip it over so I can get to it. Make life a lot easier. Right, let's do that. Right, that made things a bit easier. Tip that bracket all the way forwards. There it is, off. And there's the replacement over there. Oh, that seemed to work just fine. So it's all back together. Sensor changed. Starts on the button. I think until the new bits arrive, all I can do is I can put the headlights back in and the slam panel. Yeah, I think I'll do that next. And the bumper could probably go on actually. I'll just leave the wheel arch covers off for the suspension. Right, there we have it. Headlights, front panel, bumper, all back on correctly. Grille and top plastics just balanced in because I don't like that grille. I am going to, when I order them suspension bits, I'm going to order a new grille. So I'm going to put a nice grille on it. The suspension bits. I've got a lip spoiler for the to go on the boot, just on here. And then we need to decide what we're going to do about wheels, because these wheels are awful. But they need tyres. So if I'm going to spend the money on tyres, maybe I should look into wheels as well, because if a nice set of wheels really transform the car. But yeah, I don't like that grille. New one coming. I've also been buying bits. Look what I've got. Right, so we've got all new suspension, because this used to make over bumps. I think that front one there's worn on both sides, but I'm just changing all four because it was knocking over bumps. So we've got full set of lower arms there. I really don't like the front grille on this car, so I've got a rear lip spoiler to go on the boot. That's going to go up there. That'll look better. front splitter, gloss black, and look at that grille. That is so much better. Let's hold that up. Look how much better that grille looks on there, doesn't it?
10 times better. Way
So that grille is going on, that one's coming off. I've also, to buy them separately, nice new black gloss badge for it. All that badge. So that's to go in the new grille. That will look good. And then, because I'm putting that front splitter on and then a rear spoiler, I thought I'm lowering the front look, the look of the front bumper. So I'm not 100% whether I'm going to use it yet or not, but this apparently is a diffuser for the rear, and it just screws to the back bumper low down to give it a nicer bit of look. Don't know if it would improve stability, probably a little bit, but yeah. So what else did I get? Oh yeah, so it needs a service. I got new oil filter. Oh, I got some red caliper paint because them calipers look absolutely manky, and if I do get nicer wheels. And the other thing I have is a K&N Performance Lifetime air filter for it. Now this was, my friend put it on their car, and a week later their car got written off, and because they'd paid £100 for it, they took it off and put the other one back in. So the other one went to the insurance with the old filter in it, and he gave me the new one. So yeah, there's my haul of bits. Now all I've got to do is fit them all and then decide what the hell I'm going to do about wheels, because it can't have those wheels on it after I make it all look nice. Well, let's crack on with this. Right, there's the grille. That looks so much better, don't it?
Way better.
What do you reckon?
Way better.
Yeah, better than this.
Way better.
This is the one that was on it.
Bit annoying though, but
No, I didn't like that. It wasn't a great fit either.
No.
But it has eventually gone on, and
we
now
already snapped one of them, didn't we?
yeah,
But it's alright.
the badge didn't want to stay in very good, but I have managed to get it to stay. But it does look better. But the rain's come now, so it's hindering the. I was going to put the rear spoiler on it, but it's like can't do that with wet bodywork.
Under the car as well.
And the front one, we could have a go at the front one, but it's raining.
So it's here. Waiting for that part as well.
Yeah, I need
A socket piece.
some socket pieces. I ordered them, supposed to be delivered today for that bolts there.
You pick one of them?
No, it's not them ones.
Different type.
Yeah. Oh well, let's see what happens. Good morning. Right, we're getting close now. Harvey's here to help.
Yeah.
Usual position, sitting down.
Yep. Ready?
We've got, we're getting close on this Mercedes now. We're going to change the oil filter, which we have here. I've got the little tool to get the oil filter cap off. That's my drainer. And then we're going to change these suspension arms under here. And then pretty much, I'm going to fit that rear spoiler. The other bits can wait a bit. I'm just going to get some wheels on it, pump them up, and then we'll see if we get the car moving. Make sure it goes into gear nicely and everything like that. So, I'm going to start with the oil. Let's get on with that now. Right, there we are. Oil's changed, oil filter's changed. Engine cover all back on, everything back to normal. Ticking over lovely. Did have one small problem though. Made more of a mess on the driveway. The oil release is on the side of the sump. So I had my catching tray ready, and when I took the bung out, it flew to the side and poured loads of oil on there. So now when this car's out of the way, I'm going to have a bit of a clean up. Might have to pay someone to come around and do a proper clean on the drive. That's not the only time I had a spillage, was it? I had a spillage over here, which actually we cleaned up not too badly, but that one looks bad. Well, it looks like it's time to get on with the suspension. Yeah, let's do that next. Right, so to change these two arms, it looks like you've got to dismantle a lot of that, because that ball joint is not going to come up with all this in the way. So it looks like I've got to separate the hub from the suspension strut. I've undone these ones. That one there's loose, and this one under here. That one's undone as well. So they're the two back ones. Just got to get. I've undone this lower, this upper ball joint one here. There's one here I've got to do, but then it looks like I've got to separate all this, or that's not coming out of the hole. So it's not as simple as just unbolt and stick the other one on. Right, there they are, off the car, the two old ones and the two new ones, and I've got a discrepancy. Those two look exactly the same. These two, look at the holes. That's got some weird. The hole on there is massive, and it seems to, the bolt runs through and goes in the middle of some grooves inside it. But surely, why wouldn't they have it like that one? Unless something's better about this, but how would that be better? It's definitely the right part. Why have they done that though? I don't understand. And yet the bolt still sits through the middle of those grooves. Maybe maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just for lining it up. Oh well, let's put them on and see what happens. Right, got the new arms on, done them all up, done the hub back up on there. This bottom one here, the bolt for it is in there, look, the nut. It's a 22. I don't have a 22mm spanner. Only socket. So I think I was a bit quick to do all this back up. I'm going to have to drop the hub back down again, so the strut's out of the way and I can get a socket down onto that nut instead. So I'll just put that back for nothing. I have to undo it again now. Oh well. And there we have it. One side done. All on, both arms replaced. Just got to the other side now. Here we have it. Passenger side done too. All buttoned up. Right. Next thing is get the plastics on under there. The engine tray and that. Right, I'm losing the light now. It's getting pretty dark. But I got I managed to get both the arch liners back in. I only had one little clip left over. Not sure where that went, but it could be something to do with the under trays. So it's getting too dark now, so I think I'm going to call it for the night. Afternoon, guys. So today's been a bit of a rainy day. I didn't really get anything done apart from, so I was going to put all the plastics on underneath there, the engine tray and stuff underneath, but because it was raining I left it. But I did end up I went to pick up some the wheels. What I did was see the ones on the car, these ones here, I hate them. They're awful wheels. They're 17 inches and it would have cost me over 300 quid for tyres. I think the tyres, if I remember rightly, on these ones were £80 each, and that was just a cheap brand, which I don't mind. I would have bought a cheap brand, it's fine, but I don't like the wheels. They're not in horrendous condition, they're just ugly wheels, and they're only 17s. That one's not that bad, but this one was pretty scuffed up. But regardless, I didn't want them. So what I did was, I've bought some second-hand wheels. I've got them over here. I think they're much nicer. They're not perfect, they're a bit scuffed up, but not horrendous. No worse than them ones. But they're 18s. And the good thing is, here they are. I just collected them. Went to Feltham to get them. I paid £500 for them. They're 18-inch original Mercedes ones, AMGs. Small amount of corrosion and scuffing on them. Nothing too horrendous though. Stuff I could live with. That one's a little bit curved over there as well. But the majority of it. But the important thing to me was all the tyres have got almost new tread on them, so that was definitely worth it. All four of them, same make, again off-brand, I think Dynamo or something they're called, but they're nearly new tyres, and all four of them are the same. So it would have cost me over £300 to buy tyres for them crappy wheels. I paid £5 for these with the good tyres. I think that deal's okay. What do you reckon? Yeah, I think it would make it look, that'll look much better on the car. So I'm going to go and get them plastic under trays on and get these wheels on it. See what it looks like. Right, so here's me 3 plastics. That one there, this one, and that one. I don't remember which order they went in. I've just got a pile of screws. The screws are all the same, so I just have to, I'm going to work from the front backwards. Hopefully they'll go in that order. And there we have it. All 3 of the under trays back on, all screwed up. No screws left over. So I think it's ready for the wheels. Well, I've put the front 2 wheels on. They look much better than them old ones, don't they? And I checked it, the clutch works fine, all that sort of stuff. I moved it forwards a little bit. The Mini is in the way for me to get it out and drive up the road to clean the brakes up, because the brake discs there's loads of room on the pads and the brake discs were good. They've just gone rusty from where it's been sat so long. But I'm going to quickly stick the back wheels on it, jump start the Mini, and then I'm going to reverse it out and see what it feels like. But yeah, them wheels look so much better. Need to have a good old look in the daylight when the whole car's all washed as well. I think that's going to look so much better. Well, it's got too dark now to carry on. But I did. I've got all 4 wheels on it, and I've tested out the clutch and everything like that. It does look much better. Obviously, look better in the daytime. But I'm going in now. Right. See you next time. Good morning. Right. So. Took the Mercedes out for a test drive. It drove up and down the road 3 times, absolutely perfect, no warning lights, everything seemed right. So I booked this MOT. Night before the MOT, I thought I'd better take it for a slightly longer drive, make sure everything's good. So I took it for like a 15-minute drive. Engine management light came on, lost power, It's absolutely gutless. And then it overheated 3 times. Night before its MOT. So what I did was I played around with the water system. I was certain there must have been an airlock, but now I'm suspecting the thermostat is stuck, or it's not doing something right. I'm not quite sure. The temperature is doing some really weird stuff. I plugged it in to see what the code is while the engine management light came on. It says the flow on the DPF, so the DPF must be blocked. So what I did was I drove it with no power to the MOT and cleared the codes before I went in, and it passed. So mechanically we're all good. Engine starts and ticks over and runs normal, and everything seems to be correct. But then when you drive it, engine management light comes back on and the temperature stays really on 0 for ages, and then eventually starts to go up. So if you heard that, that was the engine revs just going up, because I'm forcing a regeneration. So the fill level was the soot content, so it said it was over 200%. So I can force a regeneration with this tester, but it does take a while. So I'm going to leave it doing that and see if that will sort it out. And then after I've done that, hopefully if that's all right, after I've done that, I might change the whole thermostat housing with the thermostat in it for one off the other engine. Maybe this one's been sat for too long. Maybe it's like corroded up and got stuck. Because first of all, the fan wouldn't come in. Then it overheated and the fan did kick in. Now the fan's on a lot and the temperature won't go up very, very quickly. And then when it does eventually go up, so that is actually acting like the thermostat is stuck open, and the temperature's taking ages to go up because it's doing a full circle around the system, rather than just going around the engine until it reaches temperature and then going through the rads. That would also mean, oh, that could be the answer why the heat is not coming through the blower, because the only air that comes this way is been through the radiator. Yeah, I think that might be the thermostat. Hopefully it'll be the thermostat. So right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this regen. Hopefully that'll sort that out, and then I'll change the thermostat housing, and hopefully that'll be that. Right, let's go on with that. Right, here's where we're at. The regeneration worked. It got rid of the soot content. The reason it wasn't regenerating itself is because it later turns out that there is an air leak on the charge system for the turbo. So it wasn't the it weren't the boost pressure sensor. It's somehow detecting a leak on the main charge system, which I'm not quite sure how it's got one, because I put all them hoses on and I know I clicked them on properly, and they weren't split because I inspected them as they went back on. So I'm not sure what to do about that right now. The overheating issue, I've took the thermostat housing, it comes in one whole piece. Thermostat is built inside that. If you can quite see it, there it is. Thermostat is inside it. You can see it through that one, the spring. Yeah. I'm not sure whether to put it's quite difficult to put on. Got to dismantle quite a lot around the top of the engine. There's lots of plugs and wiring and things in the way. So I'm debating on whether to just get a new one instead of using the one off the old engine. So so whether to put this on here, and hopefully that sorts out the water issue. But also the hoses down there for the charging system, the big fat one down there is the air one going to the intercooler, and that big chunky red one down there is the other side. So they're going to have to be inspected, and this thermostat housing goes here, and there's all sorts of stuff around there in the way of bolting it on and off. What else did what I did do was though, I decided to I fitted this rear spoiler. That looks better. I know it's pointless at the moment because the cars don't go very fast, but it does look nicer. It's just double-sided 3M spongy tape on the back side of it. You just clean up the boot lid and stick it on. So she's on. Must admit, it does make it look better. Yeah, it does. But yeah, getting back to this, can't make my mind up. Should order a nice brand new one. That does look a bit ropey, doesn't it? I don't think they're very dear either. Right, so we're still stuck with the same two problems on this Merc. One, there's a problem with the water flow. It's not going to temperature correctly. And the other thing is it's detected an air leak in the intake system, so the turbo's not kicking in. It's like going into limp mode. So first one I'm going to tackle is bought a new thermostat for it. I was going to put the old one on. I took off the other engine, but it looked a bit ropey, so they weren't that expensive, so I bought a new one. It comes all built into this, so you just have to change the whole thing, but it's quite awkward. It's it's there, about there somewhere. So that's the end of it there. But once I take the cover off, there's all sorts of cables and hoses and God knows what attached to it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's go on with that. There we go. Engine cover off, air intake off, which I need to take off anyway to inspect them hoses down there. Make sure there's no splits in them or anything. But there's the thermostat, look, buried in there underneath all that. That does not look easy to get to. What's all that? So it turns out that when you unplug this one off of there, the fan comes on and doesn't go off. So I think I'll have to disconnect the battery to stop it while I change that. Right, it was difficult. Very hard to get to the clips, but I got it off. There's the old one. And there's the nice new one. At least they look the same. I'm just hoping that's what it was. Finally, there we are. New one installed. I've connected the battery back up and plugged it all in. Time to top up the coolant and try and bleed the system, run it up to temperature. Hopefully the fan will come in and out as nicely. And then I've just got to worry about the air leak. Right, let's get on with that. I'm starting to wonder, you know, if there's not another problem here. It's definitely got some sort of air lock. Air bubbles coming out of there. It took ages to get to temperature, and then when it did, I've still got no hot air inside. It keeps sucking air out of there. Both rad hoses are hot. Fan's not coming. Quite a lot of bubbles coming out of that, and I've still got no heat inside. The temperature has gone up to 90 and sat there. Pretty much where it normally sits. Blowers are still cold. You know, it's lukewarm. It's not freezing. Maybe I'm slowly getting rid of the air. Let's carry on for a bit longer. So nothing was happening how I wanted it to. It must be an airlock. The thing was bulging up and then bubble coming up. So what I did was I took this hose off here, which goes into the heater matrix, and I put the hose pipe on it, and I pushed the water through until it went through the matrix and back out this hole. Then I topped it up again and ran it, and now I've got heat inside the car. So the blower's working. The temperature's almost back up to normal running temperature. I'm just waiting to see. Yeah, look. If that gets to a little bit more, I'm hoping the fan will kick in. But at the moment, it's not enough. So that's what I'm waiting for. So I forced it to do a regeneration, and that made it get hot enough for the fan to kick in. So the temperature stayed at 90. Whilst it's doing this regeneration, the fan's kicked in. So I think the water problem is solved. Fan kicks in, it doesn't overheat, and we've got temperature. We got heat in the blower. Now I've just got to sort out the air problem. Air leak on the charging system, apparently, on the intake. Right, I've lost the light now, but I managed to put it all back together again. And the weird thing is, I eventually sorted out the thing, the water issue and the temperature, and now the fan's kicking in as normal. Now the regeneration that I forced it to do, so that the revs would go higher and kick the fan in, has somehow sorted the other problem out. I've now got no engine management light. I've driven it up and down the road, it drives normal. Turbo's working, no engine management light, temperatures are right, and I've got heat out the blast. So a proper test drive tomorrow in the daylight, but I think I've done it. Finally, I think it's running properly. We'll see tomorrow after a proper test drive. Right, I've been out on a test drive. The water system thing has definitely sorted. It seems fine with that, but the boost pressure problem is back. It's saying it's either got a leak, or the boost pressure sensor is faulty, or the wastegate's stuck open. I don't know which. It keeps like randomly coming up with different codes each time it goes into limp mode. And then when I clear it, the next time it goes into limp mode, it comes back with a different code. So I'm not sure which one it is. I'm thinking I'll just change the boost pressure sensor, because I've got one, and then go and try that again. I looked for a leak when I was doing the water thing. I couldn't find any air leak. So it's stumping me. I'm at the last possible bit. So close to being ready. And this niggly little problem keeps coming back. I clear it, it drives fine. I start it up, it drives like it's hunting. And then it's a little bit jerky, and then the management light comes on again and it goes into limp mode. Drives nice and smooth in limp mode, just slow. It's getting to that time of year where the weather's horrible and you have to force yourself to go out there. But I've got another thing to try. I bought a boost pressure sensor to try on the Merc. I'm hoping that the old sensor is lying and telling it that it's got a leak and not to boost. But if it's not that, then I'm gonna have to search even harder, because now the only thing that's wrong with it is it keeps going into limp mode and saying there's a leak. So let's try this. It's quite easy to change. It's just that there, 2 Torx and a plug. It was saying some weird stuff and then I put the one off the other engine on it, and then it said some different stuff. So but both times it says there's a leak on the charge system. So let's try that and see what happens. Well, there's the old one. It's actually the one that I tried off the other engine, and here we have a new one from the shop. So hopefully, I mean, I'm not 100% because surely both of them wouldn't be left, but we'll try this one and see what happens. Right, okay, so I changed that sensor over. I've started the car up. It's started up first time, ticking over perfect. The engine management light's still on, so I'm just plugging the tester in it now to get that tester plugged in. It's doing a scan now, and I can see then if when I clear the stuff, whether it comes back or not. But previous time I did it, it didn't tick over nicely. It was hunting up and down, up and down, up and down. So I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. So far so good. I cleared all the codes. The engine management light's gone off. We're still ticking over nicely. But it does say the soot content of the diesel particular filter is, so the DPF is too sooted up. Now it kept doing that because it kept going to limp mode. It won't regenerate, so the soot content goes out. So I've got to manually do a regeneration, and then the fault was coming on again, and then it was clogging up again, and I had to manually regenerate it. So I'm going to have to do a regen now and hope that the other fault doesn't come on again and then cause this to clog up again. I'll try that. But none of it seems to work. I've changed the sensor to a second-hand one off the other engine and then a new one, and it didn't seem to work. Everything, it still keeps going into limp mode. But I may have another option to try. I've done a bit of research on Google, and I saw somebody else describing it. Now, see that sensor there? There is another one down there. Really difficult to get to, but looks identical. Now, why has it got two in the same system? Why can't it just detect the air pressure in the same bit? So I've started to think this one is connected up here to the airbox, although it does go down to the turbo system, but this is going to be the normal air intake, ambient air temperature. This one is on the turbo system nearer the intake, so surely that one is going to be the high pressure one. Well, not high pressure, but pressurized. But that one is ridiculous to get to. But I'm going to try and change in that one now and see if that makes a difference. Oh, dear me. Oh my God, that was tough. Right, so I put the new one that I bought in there and put the old one back on there. And the one that was on there, I'm hoping is the faulty one. But my God, that is so awkward to get to. I can't even be sure that the left Torx nut on that one is fully home. It feels tight, but I think I've damaged the inside the thread of it, and it was really hard to try and get it done up. But I think it's there. It feels secure. The other side went in nicely. It's pinned it down. I think the other side is almost there, but it's not the final tightening. So if this solves the problem, I'm going to have to, I can't risk there being another leak there. So I'm going to have to change that nut. It's just one of these Torx, and it screws into plastic, but I think I've damaged the inside the Torx head. So I'm not sure if I've done it up tight enough. Hopefully I have. Let's give it a try. Right, after changing that other map sensor, which I don't know why there seems to be two, but it does. I cleared all the codes, took it for a drive. Engine management light hasn't come back on. Turbo's working. Done the codes again. It says soot content is too high, needs a regeneration, but I've done it twice today, so I'm not quite sure about that. But also, it feels underpowered. Not a massive amount, nowhere near like before when it was in limp mode. It just doesn't feel as gutsy as it was when the turbo was working, even when it had the problem and it was working sometimes. It felt more powerful. Now it feels like maybe the revs are not going up high enough. It's like you're getting to the end of the rev range in each gear too soon. Don't know if it's like feeling a bit clogged because of the DPF. It's saying the DPF's still clogged, so I'm about to do another regeneration. But at least there's no engine management light, so it's definitely not in limp mode, and everything seems to be working correctly. Maybe it's just the soot content clogging it up. Maybe it'll have a bit more turbo oomph once that's cleared. We'll see. I'll try regenerating it again. It's about to do it now. So that regeneration, the last one I'd done, didn't work. It's I've just come out this morning and I've done another check, and it's saying only fault on the car is the soot content. I don't know why it's not clearing with the forced regen. Just don't get it. It won't rev above 3,000 RPM. So I'm pretty certain, even though it hasn't brought the engine management light on, it is in limp mode, because that's what it's doing. It's restricting the revs to that, so, because of the soot content, so you can't damage nothing. So if I can just get that cleared, so I'm going to try another regeneration now. It's saying that the soot content is too high to regenerate, so I think that if it really comes to it, shut this, the noise of that. If it really comes to it, I think I will need to take DPF off, clean it manually. I don't know how it's got so sooted up. I'm guessing it's just all the trying that I've done with it in limp mode and it not regenerating. But I'll see what I can do. Right. Could not clear the soot content. I've tried everything. I've tried forcing it to do a regen so many times now. It's the only code that's left on it. It won't rev above 3,000 revs, and eventually when I keep driving and testing it and doing all this stuff, it now says an extra code for ash content of the DPF. So I think I've got no choice but to take the DPF off. I do have another one. I've got the one here, which I saved off the other engine. So I'm hoping that that other one's just got so blocked that it won't clear, and it needs a manual, to come off and be cleaned. But I've got this one, so I'm going to stick that on. So here we go again. Jack it up, unbolt all this crap underneath, take it off. It's so annoying because the car's driving fine, just won't go above 3,000 revs. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so I've took the under tray off again, and now I'm unbolting the DPF there. It's got two clamps. That fuel line, I think, squirts diesel in to help clean it. I'm not 100% what that actually does, but there's a clamp up here as well, and then this bracket here has to come off. So I've undone the two clamps and that pipe there, just this one left to come off. I think this size 12. Yep, 12s. Right, let's get them off. Right, it's off. And the thing is, I mean, obviously I can't see too far, but when you just look inside the hull, that one looks pretty dirty. That one looks a bit dirty as well. But this one does look worse. But when you look in the other side, they look pretty similar. And this is supposed to be the dirty one. But obviously I don't know what's in the middle, do I? It might be really clogged. So this is the one that's going on. Right, so just under here where it came off of, that's the gap. One end goes on there and one end goes on there. And I don't know if you can quite see it, but up that hole there is a sensor that goes in there, and there it is in there. So I think I'm going to give that a squirt of brake cleaner. Give that a clean up in case that's clogged and giving me a wrong reading or something. Right, now that's done. Let's put this one on and see if it makes any difference. No joy. I've changed the DPF, started it up, cleared the codes, checked again, still says soot content. It can't be that. It's saying the same percentage as well, 228%. I'm not sure what else in it. I mean, it's a sensor. The sensor that detects it, so it must be done by pressure. Maybe it's maybe that little sensor in the back there needs changing. I thought I'd give it one more regen, see if that does anything first. So nothing was working. I've left the bottom cover off because I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to go under there again, because I plugged it in, it was still saying the same code, still wouldn't rev past 3000 no matter what I did. So look at this, I forced another regen, and when it came back, 9%. And then look, no fault found, and the revs, oh, I can't believe it. I'm gonna go and tell Harvey. Guess what?
It worked.
It's done.
Oh my god.
It's done. We fixed it.
Did it?
It's done it.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? I can't believe
Well,
that.
that seems to be all working correctly. It's time to stick that on. That should be make the front look a bit nicer. I'm not sure it'd be too functionable, but it will look all right, I think. It's just a trim for a splitter for the bottom of the bumper. Yeah, let's give it a go. See, never fitted one before. We'll see how that goes. Right, I've attached the front splitter. But for some reason, see, it fits nicely on the corners. But the middle, my bumper goes up and the splitter doesn't. So I think it's off. I think I've bought the wrong one. I think it's off the wrong model. I don't think they do one for my bumper. So it needs to have some sort of modification because it's too flexy in the middle. The sides are secured nice, but this middle bit, there's nothing for these screw holes here to reach. I could just put a long screw in it and maybe a sleeve or something, a little black tube, that might do it. And we'll see if I can make something to hold that up nice and sturdy, because I think it looks okay. Makes it look an extra, yeah man, it does, looks nice. Let's see if I can secure it. And there we have it. I made two little supports to go up under there. It's actually held it quite well. So apart from a good valet, I think that's ready to roll. Finally back on the road. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe. See you next time.